I wasn't planning on paying nobody to walk through a community where I had so many family ties, a community that I was born in. That was out of the question. I'm not giving them no money. So the guy got mad with me because I wasn't paying and he pulled a pocket knife on me. That was the first time I ever had a weapon pulled out on me. Right? I didn't have no weapon. And at the time, the money that he wanted me to give him, it belonged to my mother. And my mother had gave me this long ass speech when she sent me over to the campground community to run that errands for her. She said, you come back with what I need you to come back with. I gave you a list and I gave you prices. If the prices don't match what I wrote down on the list, you call me. Just don't spend the money without calling me and ask me what I want you to do. Maybe you might need to get a sales paper inside the store. Find the items on it in the sales paper. Take it to the cashier and let them know that the items are on sale. But regardless what you do, I expect for you to come back with what I need you to come back with, what I sent you to go get, or you come back with my money. If you come back and you ain't got my money and you ain't got no items that you're supposed to be use my money to buy, and if your lip ain't busted, your eye ain't swole, and you don't look like you've been in the fight of your life, I'm gonna beat your ass. It's just that simple. So when homeboy say I'm gonna pay him to walk through the campground community, let me repeat: Mobile, Alabama, campground community. The era and times I'm talking about now is 1973, but I was born in 1961. When my family moved in Mobile, Alabama, Orange Grove Housing Projects community, I was 12 years old. I was 12 years old when I was 12 years old when I had the first weapon drawn on me. Okay, the guy pulled out a fold-up knife, unfolded it, and told me if I didn't pay him, he was going to cut me. I took off running because I didn't have a weapon. I don't know how my grandmother knew, but for whatever reason, I didn't show up at her front door within the length of time that she thought it took me to walk from the Orange Grove Housing Project community to the campground community, which was probably about a 20-minute walk. She sent her two youngest sons, my uncles, to come look for me. And they found me coming from an area that really it'd have been quicker for me if I took a different route than what I took. And they said, we looked for you on the basic two routes. We didn't see you. So we decided to take this third route, which have you coming out of Davis Avenue to Kennedy Street, and that's where our path crossed your path. And so we wanted to know what happened. And I told him what happened. I told him that a guy tried to make me pay to walk across the campground community. I refused, and he pulled a pocket knife on me. My uncles asked me, do you remember how he looked? I said, yeah, I remember how he looked. My uncle said, okay, let's go walk back around the way where you met this guy, or this guy path crossed your path, and let us see who he is. I told my uncle and them not to worry about it. They say, why? I told them I'll take care of it myself. They asked me, how you going to take care of yourself? You couldn't take care of it when it happened, so how you going to take care of it now? I said, well, he caught me off guard. He had a weapon and I didn't. I said, if I can't take care, I said, if I run up on this guy again and the same thing happened, at that point, I'm going to say I can't handle the situation and I'll let y'all know. But I only let y'all know when that happened again. So I didn't know what I was going to do. So eventually my mom had me go run another errand. This errand had me on Davis Avenue, at the corner of Davis Avenue and Mama Street. The next street over was Fisher's Alley. I went inside Finley Drug Store. I walked over to where Mr. Finley carried the 8-track tapes at. I knew for being on that shelf before or walking over to that particular area and looking on that shelf for some 8-track tapes that I was planning on buying. I knew that he had a revolving knife rack. One of them knife racks one of these racks that had nothing but knives, all type of knives on it. And the rack revolves around. So I walked over there. I spent that rack. I seen a bunch of pocket knives. I wasn't interested in a pocket knife. I wasn't interested in nothing I had to pull out of my pocket and unfold it. And there it was, a Tarzan Dutch knife. And I'm like, that's what I need. So I got the items my mom wanted me to get from Mr. Finley's drugstore. And I turned around and I had my knife. I put all that items on the counter. Mr. Finley looked me in my face. I didn't want to look him directly in his face, but I did. He reined it up and he didn't say anything. Now I got me a knife, not a pocket knife. I got a Tarzan Dutch knife. So now I'm ready. The next time that guy saw me and tried to pull that raggedy ass fold-up knife on me, I left my shirt. I had on a t-shirt because it was hot. It was during the summer. I didn't damn have to say anything. I just pulled up my shirt. Once he saw what was under my shirt, he knew right then to back off. He told me he'd catch me without the knife on me. I said, you'll never catch me without this knife on me. I said, next time you see me, I'm going to have this knife. So I made sure the next time I got some money from my mother from my allowance, I bought me another one. That way I had one on my left and one on my right like a fucking cowboy in the Western times. I was down. Instead of 2 gun, I was 2 knifing. All right. When my